Welcome to week 6. This is your heads up video for the Follow Me series. We're going to jump right in. So open up your leader guidebooks to week 6. We are looking at John chapter 8. And I want you, before you read the section of scripture, make sure that you read the good to know section, because Jesus is very intentional about giving this very serious message in this specific spot at the treasury, where there's 4 giant lampstands, and that was very intentional for all of God's people to remember. It was supposed to represent the pillar of fire and smoke that led them out of slavery from Egypt. And Jesus is making a heartfelt plea to these religious leaders, saying, listen, you've got to believe I am who I said I am, and I'm going to do what I'm saying I'm going to do, which is die on the cross for the penalty for the sins of mankind. Because if you don't believe those things, you are going to die in your sin. And if you die in your sin, then the fullness of God's wrath is going to be poured out on your sin, because the wages of sin is death. And he's pleading with these people. He's pleading with you. He's pleading with your family. He's pleading with your kids through this section with a heartfelt plea for you to see this life in light of the next one, which leads me to my 3 verses that I'm going to point out from this section of scripture. Verse 12, verse 23, and verse 24. Now, the whole point that I'm pointing out those because I want you to get the correct perspective. What does it mean to live with the light of life? Okay, so with that, I want you to be able to answer that question by the time you're done reading this week's section. Is what does it mean to have the light of life? Because when you're walking around in the dark, you're stumbling around, you don't have a clear perspective of what's around you. But when you have the light, then you should see your surroundings and the world that you live in accurately. You should have the correct perspective living this life in light of the next one. Okay, with that, I am praying for you this week. Hey, be praying for all the other families that are doing this. It's week 6, so this is the time of the workout where you start to get a little sluggish. So don't give up. Don't slack. Hang in there. Be praying for everybody else to find the stamina to keep going, because that consistency is going to be really important for your family. All right, have a great week. God bless.